The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at ItalianWinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click Support Us at ItalianWinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, she travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Okay, skinny recap, day 1. 3, 2, 1.
Great start of our market trip yesterday. We were welcomed by the president of the Istituto Marchigiano Tutela Vini and the director, Alberto Mazzoni. They introduced a beautiful range of the appellation of the region. The Istituto Marchigiano has a great role in protecting the whole 20 geographical indications, 16 DOCs and 4 DOCGs, and of course to promote these fabulous wines around the world. Following that, we had the opportunity to meet one producer, the Ondine from Tenuta di Tavignano, and it was really great to see how all the focus is on the Verdicchio grape, that perhaps is going to be the next big thing globally for a white wine that actually can be enjoyed as youthful and really easy to drink, but with a great ability to age. And then something really impressive, we had the opportunity to learn about truffles. So Marche is apparently only second to Piedmont in terms of quantity and quality for the production of truffle. And after that, we really enjoy a wonderful stroll amongst the medieval street of the Jesi, this beautiful town where the actual Emperor Frederick II was born, really in the middle of the central square. So after that, we finally enjoy our meal, kindly hosted by the Istituto Marchigiano di Enogastronomia. And of course, we enjoy plenty of verdicchio and plenty of shaved truffle on our dishes. We had the opportunity also to meet some further producer there, Umani Ronchi, Tenuta di Tavignano, the Sartarelli, Mariotti Campi, and Morcaro. And we are really looking forward for day 2.
Erin DeMara, of course, our Italian wine ambassador, as you can tell by his pen. And he's going to do a skinny recap of yesterday, day 2, into Verdicchio, immersion Verdicchio. Go, Erin.
So after a long day of travel on day 1, we got into the heart of why we all came on this Gita, which was to get a masterclass of Verdicchio. So we started the morning high on the hills of the right bank, as they call it here, south of the Asino River, with 10 producers who all met us at Tre Castelli Winery, with maybe the best view of any tasting room that we've ever experienced. And it was a perfect setting where we had 10 minutes for each producer to show us 2 wines from their cellar, generally the current release and then an older vintage. What was fascinating about this, you had 10 producers. Each of their wines were quite unique, not only compared to the other producers in the area, but also within their own winery. It showed us how fresh and vibrant Verdicchio can be as a wine, and also how well those wines aged. Our morning session, we tasted wines between the 2012 and 2022 vintages. And what speaks to the quality of the producers as a whole, there wasn't one consensus on what was the favorite wine of the day. So everybody had their own gem that we all reached for at the end. So that was before lunch.
Yeah, and we tasted, I believe, 23 wines, 2 wines each, except one last one.
And one extra wine.
And then we also went to Barapani. That was kind of, fuori programma.
Famous producer, and respect to Alberto, our tour guide from the Consorzio, who did his best to keep us on schedule throughout the day, and also to highlight anything about the producers that they wouldn't say about themselves. As we learned on day 1, the people of the Marche are hard workers, great winemakers, but not the first to speak or to shout about their own wines. It was supposed to be a light lunch, turned into a little bit more of an affair.
Yeah, including interiora, which is the internal organs, which is their specialty at Trattoria Cantina Sparapani.
So if you didn't try the lamb, you missed out.
Yeah. Okay. And then where do we go? We went to Matelica area.
Up into the hills of Matelica. You leave the valleys of Jesi through a tunnel, and you arrive in what seems like a different part of Italy. A higher enclosed valley, windswept, the temperature dropped. We had a beautiful introduction by Aldo Cifola, the owner of an estate, La Monachesca.
Mm-hmm.
Very historic, very renowned. And here we only experienced the wines of 5 producers of the Matelica region. But again, they all brought multiple bottles, in some cases 4 or 6, to show us the breadth and depth of the Verdicchio of Matelica. And the continuation of that masterclass allowed us from morning to afternoon to see what the same grape in 2 different regions, only a few kilometers apart, can really express in the bottle. And in this case, we only tasted wines from the 2008 to 2022 vintage. And I think the total, Stevie, was another 20 wines in the evening.
So we had 44 wines yesterday. Day 2, not bad, of Verdicchio.
A perfect start to a true masterclass in Verdicchio, which will continue today on day 3. So fortify yourselves with a little extra coffee today.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be bringing more Verdicchio wine tasting and comments from our Italian wine ambassadors at large. Signing off.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local foods, and taking in the scenery. Now, back to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you have your coffee yet?
No.
It's not live yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, now we're live.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here with Juliana Colangelo, my volunteer for day 3 for the deep dive in the Marche with Verdicchio. Ciao, Juliana.
Ciao, Stevie.
Good morning. All right,
morning.
give us the lowdown.
So day 3, we had another packed day. We started off in the morning at Sartorelli Winery, the left bank of the Nicino River, to explore the Verdicchio from this region. Throughout the trip, we're trying to establish some benchmarks for Verdicchio throughout the region. What does left bank taste like? What is right bank? What is Matelica? What is Jesi? I think what we're learning is that, you can't quite characterize them so neatly, but what we did learn on the left bank side is that the wines are more concentrated. We also saw in the age-worthy wines, which we've been tasting a lot of older vintages throughout this trip, some remarkable aging. There was a 2013 from Moncaro that was drinking beautifully. So I think we noticed some more consistency in the left bank side of the wines in terms of the concentration of the fruits, as well as the aging potential being really, really high quality. So great tasting at Sartorelli, and then followed by a lunch with the producers up on their tasting room, which had another beautiful, fantastic view of the rolling hills. So that was the first half of the day. And then after lunch, we moved to Mora de Alba to finally taste some red wines. But first, we tried some Verdicchio from this region. What we learned in this region is closer to the ocean, so more coastal influence, more maritime influence. So we got Verdicchios that were a little bit greener. A lot of them, especially, were younger vintages, so a little bit more of that characteristic bitter almond that you get in Verdicchio, but also very light, very young as well. And then finally, we tried some Lacrima, our first red wine tasting of the entire trip. So there we tried from a number of producers. We didn't get a chance to quite dive into the discussions yet. I'm sure we'll dive into that more today. But we did learn some of the basic characteristics of the Lacrima, as well as the history of the varietal, learning that, it only really came back into existence since 1985. So it's still a rather, we can say, young region, a lot of younger producers. We were hosted at Filo di Vino Winery, which has a beautiful hospitality space. So they also hosted us for dinner there as well. They have really impressive, beautiful caves and cellar room and tank room that they took us on a tour of before dinner. So that was great as well. And then dinner once again with the producers, which was always a really nice way to ask more questions
And they
learn more
opened
about the
some
history.
older vintages.
Yes, they did. We had a 2004 that was tasting really beautiful as well. So we're of Lacrima, yes. Yeah. So learning also the aging potential of this grape too. So I think we're seeing in this region, both the Verdicchio and the Lacrima have incredible aging potential. They remain remarkably fresh, retain that acid. And it's been a really great trip.
Well, day 3. So do you remember how many wines we've tasted?
Yeah, so in day 3, right? We tasted close to 40 wines, I think 38 in the afternoon. We'll start at the afternoon. And then in the morning, around 20. So nearly 60 wines, probably over 60 wines. Because then during lunch and dinner, we're trying some additional bottles that the producers are bringing to show us. So it was a marathon day.
Did you have a favorite, some particular vintage or wine come to you when you think about Verdicchio?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 2013 Moncaro stood out to me. I mean, just the aging potential of that wine was just drinking beautifully. A classic, I mean, the Classico from Bucci, the 2022 was beautiful as well. I think a more distinctive nose than some of the other Verdicchio that we've tried, and a beautiful wine. So those two really stood out.
Okay, great. That was Juliana Colangelo before her coffee, and I need one too. Coffee. So that's it. Signing out. Okay, our Italian wine ambassador Fanny will be doing the recap for the final day, day 4. Fanny, go.
Today it has been a completely different region we visited because we've been to Conero. So we drove east towards to the shore, the sea. To dive into this red wine production. So it was nice to also see a smaller production because Conero, it's only 350 hectares, 24 producers, 3 main producers, but all the rest are smaller producers growing Montepulciano grape and producing DOCG Rosso Conero since 1967 and since 2004 DOCG Conero. So we have tasted a bunch of different wines. We have really understood and felt the characteristic of this red wine, very tannic, not very fruity, much more on the tar, balsamic, licorice notes. Also, we could find some saltiness. Conero appellation, we are not very high in altitude. Well, it can go up until 300 meters high, but it's not much than this, and the majority is at lower altitude. The main specificity also comes from this very close location to the sea, and so the influence, the climate, a very smooth climate, not very high thermal amplitude, and also the soil made of chalk, so it's white, and this gives this Montepulciano a special taste with lots of tannins, powerful wines, not so fruity as the Montepulciano we can find in other regions.
Like Abruzzo.
Like in Abruzzo, for instance. Yes.
How did you find it, like the difference between, completely different grape, different wine from Lacrima, the red wine that we had tasting to the day before?
Well, day before, Lacrima, we had also a very tannic grapes, but that was very aromatic. We have the fruitiness, we have the flower, the roses, the lychee, and it was very expressive. Today it was very different. It's not a very expressive nose. This is not the fruitiness that comes first. It's more the structure and also the licorice and a wine to be kept for sure that will evolve. And by talking with the producer, they were explaining that recently they even tasted 1991. And when the wines are becoming older, we gain tertiary aromas such as tobacco or leather, but not so much fruit and no flowers for sure.
Yeah. So, and there was a new, like a breaking news kind of anteprima of some different kind, right? In terms of the sparkling wines, the new category.
Yes.
Would you like to attempt to try to explain to us what that was all about?
Yes. So locally in this area, there is a production of sparkling wine without any denomination. In the future, they plan to launch a DOCG Conero sparkling wine, Metodo Classico. Today, the sparkling wine we tasted which are outside of DOCG were made from Montepulciano, the local red grape. They were very light in color, almost white. It was very, well, we could imagine it was made from white grapes. Tomorrow, DOCG Conero sparkling wine will be rosé. They really want to have it rosé. And we also tasted still rosé that will be named Rosa. It's a dynamic region. They are still building the appellation and try to understand which wine they can produce to have a specificity.
Yes, so presumably this new category of denomination will be official as of 2024. There was a bit of a confusion because the wines we tasted were more like Blanc de Noir, but hopefully we will get the official version.
In 2027, after 36 months of aging on lees.
Exactly. So, okay, that's it. Would you like to add anything else?
Well,
we went for a walk.
We did a good work. It has been a very nice visit in the Marche in general. Also, this region that is maybe not known enough. Lots of local grapes, very special wines with a high characteristic. It doesn't taste than any other wines. I mean, Verdicchio with the white or Lacrima and Montepulciano with the red. So I think this is really a very interesting region to explore and to know more.
Okay, already. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you for joining us on another installment of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Join her again next week for more interesting content in the Italian wine scene. You can also find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. You can also check out our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, to watch these interviews and the footage captured of each location. Chin chin!